THUNKS. THUNKS as a religion was born when two prophets known as the two great prophets by practitioners of the religion discussed the greatness and spiritual meaning that can be found in the humble pie, particularly the pucka, pronounced pucka, variety. Currently it has believers in countries around the globe. Origins. In the year 2006 CE, the prophets were discussing the benefits of the pie over other pastry-based savory foods when they were struck by a joint moment of revelation. This moment, known as the privation, was believed to be the moment when the master baker showed the true meaning of pastry and consequently life to the two great prophets. From this they jointly established the main underlying tenet of the religion, that of begery, and thus THUNKS was born. Begery. This is the main philosophy of the religion, and a THUNKSer must complete an act of begery to become a true adult in the eyes of THUNKSian Church. After this, a THUNKSer may complete begery as often as he or she likes. It is born out of the notion of conversion, the act of begery being the conversion of another non-believer with a melodic shout of "You love the pie," and the ceremonial handing over of a pie, preferably pucka. The pie should then be eaten by the converted one, saving the crust until last. The foil casing that the pie arrived in then may be worn as a hat, to show others that the wearer embraces begery. The THUNKSer then must crush the crust of the pie and dissolve it into a can of Holy Red Bull, PBUI, before trickling a few drops of this divine drink of the gods down his intergluteal cleft. Worship. The normal method of worship is the weekly attendance of a pie factory. Services are held on the factory floor, usually by the owner of the factory. Naturally, all pie factory managers are THUNKSers. On entrance to the factory, one must make the traditional cry, "Me love the pie." The service mainly consists of the handing out of the pie host and the silent, meditative consumption of it. Of course, this act of worship is substitute to the act of begery, which is often known as the pure worship. Some devout THUNKSers refuse to worship in this way, and worship solely through begery. Naturally, these are responsible for the majority of conversions, and offer an explanation as to why THUNKS grew so quickly. Conflict within THUNKS. Very soon after the prophets founded THUNKS and set down the fundamental aspects of begery, a split in the church was formed. This stemmed out of the two prophets' inability to agree upon which crust is the greater, and therefore should be saved until last. This formed the famous upper/lower split in the THUNKSian Church. Some renegade THUNKSers believe that this split in belief was an intentional design of the master baker, and that no crust is greater than the other. As such, they eat whichever crust they please, to the great disgust on the behalf of most THUNKSers. This instability in the early church was further compounded by unfounded rumors that the naming of the fundamental aspect of THUNKS, begery, was named after a crude, minor expletive. At this point the religion threatened to collapse, and so the two great prophets set aside their differences temporarily to reassure that this was not the case. After this, both the upper and lower aspects of the religion grew in size. There has also recently been a definite increase in those believing the renegade view of equal crusts, and since then the religion has remained stable.